What's up, guys? Another edition of our Gags Goals Updates. I'm Coach Gaglione. This is our Road to 198 series. If you guys have been following along, so I'm a strength coach here in Long Island, New York. Just doing like a vlog for my own personal training and my weight loss journey. I've lost over 100 pounds, depending on what I've eaten that for the particular day. If you've been following in order, so we just had a kind of like our holiday season this week. Had lots of festivities for Christmas Eve and Christmas with the family. It was very good, and I kind of went back and forth with should I kind of go off the diet, should I kind of live a little bit and all this stuff. So I decided to kind of give myself a little bit of a diet break, and like anything else, I think there's a lot of psychology that goes behind food and diet and things, and the diet's something I've always struggled with over the years. And I definitely, in my opinion, went a little bit overboard with the eating, so I'm actually not even going to weigh myself this week. I'm just going to get back on my diet and then kind of my normal kind of eating plan, which is similar to like a vertical diet, but I don't want to say like I'm following that to a T, but it's going to involve a lot of whole foods, a lot of meat and rice around my training time, and then not around my training time, it's a lot of meat and veggies, and then just fruits and vegetables and things like that. Making sure I'm kind of getting a lot of micronutrients in, and hydrating myself and things like that. So I definitely going to be doing some thinking about how I want to kind of handle some of the holiday situations and things like that, because I don't think I did a very good job for Thanksgiving. Did not do a very good job for Christmas Eve and Christmas. My mom makes these really good rainbow cookies, and I'm human, and I succumbed to, I had a lot of those, and among some other things, and like my buddy Chris Bell says, carbs kind of beget carbs, and once you kind of get down that sugar rabbit hole, it can be tough to kind of get out of it. It can be very, kind of have that addictive, especially if you struggle with kind of like, some disordered eating and stuff in the past, and I've definitely been a binge eater. What kind of led to that was just I need to do a better job of transitioning from different phases of the diet. So I did a little bit of a keto thing, like a lower carb style diet for about 3 to 4 weeks. And I didn't really do a good job of transitioning out of that. I kind of just jumped into eating carbs again, and then kind of that led into not just eating carbs, but just more junk food and things like that. And I just really went off plan. That being said, even though I was eating some junk, I was still eating a lot of good foods in addition to some of the junk. And my workouts have been very good. So the calorie surplus was definitely put to use. I didn't just sit on my butt, so that was a good thing. Everything's kind of good, like blood pressure wise and things like that. I kind of just did some little tests. So I guess I did kind of technically, so the last time I did weigh myself was 235. If I had to guess, I'd probably weigh a little bit more, just being, because it's at the time of this taping, it's day after Christmas, so probably a little bit like water retention and extra carbs and salt and things like that. But as far as just kind of recapping my training this past week, I basically just wanted to kind of test myself a little bit with my raw strength and just kind of see like where I was at with a couple of different things. The next training session, next training week, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a gear testing and just kind of seeing where I'm at. Probably working up to like a last warm-up kind of weight, and just kind of get more or less and just kind of see like where I'm at as far as with my strength and my equipment. Do I have to change any equipment? I'm going to be trying out a couple of different bench shirts this cycle, because that was one of the issues I had like my last competitions. That's going to be something on the horizon for me. And for those that don't know, so this kind of series is kind of leading up to a meet in April that I'm doing. And projecting, I'd like to go 198 if I can. But if I ended up, like I said, if the weight loss ends up slowing a little bit, or I might have kind of put myself in a little bit too much of a hole with the holidays. If I end up having to go 220 again, I'm not going to like kill myself, but I'm going to work towards eating healthier and trying to get leaner, and that is one of the goals. So we're going to continue to do that as well. So moving on into the training, so some highlights. I've been working up back into the 500-pound squat range for squats. I just tested out the new gangster wraps from Mark Bell. I thought those were pretty good. Those were definitely a good training wrap for me. I did 505 for a set of 8 on squat, so that was good. That was our Christmas, our ugly sweater workout, so that was a lot of fun with the team. So that was a really solid session. The session before that, I also did a set of conventional deadlifts. I did 455 for 8. That was very challenging and probably harder than it should have been, but I was still kind of sore. If you guys watched last week's episode, I did a charity event. I pulled a 655 trap bar deadlift. I did not do any type of deload or anything for that, so that extra kind of high intensity workout challenge definitely kind of put me in the hole recovery-wise. I think I'll be kind of back to normal going into next training cycle, so I was very happy to at least kind of do that 455 for 8 on the conventional deadlift. Again, nowhere near my personal best, but it's the most I've done this cycle so far since going into the off season. And then the 505 for 8, and I also did a 415 for 8 as well, with just knee sleeves as well. So things are kind of on the up and up with the raw stuff. Shoulder is getting very, very close to 100%. I've still been working with Dr. Alberry, just getting some work done on that. Continue to progress, but like I said, at the start of the training block, I couldn't bench 135 without pain. I benched 295 for a triple. The week before, I did 255 for a set of 8, and I also just did a little slingshot work. I worked up to 35 for a set of 5 in the slingshot, because I plan on getting it in my bench shirt next week. If the shoulder ends up hurting the bench shirt, I might just cut the session short, but I want to at least kind of test myself with a little bit heavier weight. And so far, knock on wood, so good. So I'm happy that that's progressing. And again, nowhere near my personal best, but especially with the weight loss, especially recovering from the shoulder injury from my last competition. Very happy with the progress there. So basically kind of moving forward, I'm just going to be kind of continue. I still have some aerobic work in my training, so I'm just doing some assault bike, some stair stepper, some incline treadmill walking, just to kind of get some blood flow, burn some extra calories, and improve my aerobic capacity so I can recover a little bit better, because I'm still going to be doing quite a bit of volume on my raw stuff. I'm going to start to sprinkle in the gear a little bit here and there, and then over the next couple of weeks, and then that'll kind of take us through like all through January, and then the really, really hard and heavy stuff will be February. February and March will be kind of the bulk of the really heavy peaking stuff and training stuff for my meet in April, but that's kind of like what's to come. I'm looking forward to kind of getting back on track with the diet. Just mentally kind of need a little bit of a break, but I'm kind of ready to kind of kick into next year, end 2018 with a bang, and start 2019 fresh. I think it's really important. Like I said, I'm human too, so if you kind of, one thing I learned from Mark Bell, he said this, this could be a workout or a meal, but you're one workout or you're one meal from getting back on track on the diet. So if you do fall short, just realize that you're one workout or one meal to get back on track. So I think it's really important. A lot of times if we have a bad workout, or if we miss a workout, or if we have a bad, we cheat on the diet or whatever, that can be a negative spiral that you don't want to fall into. So if you do fall off track, whether it be the holidays or any other time, just realize that you're always one workout or one meal to get back on track. So I'm really excited. I'm excited to kind of kick things into the new gear. The New Year's time is a great time to set some new goals and resolutions. So for me, like I said, I want to get back on the platform. We're still working toward that 2,000 total. I'd like to do it at 198. If it ends up being 220, it's okay, but I'm going to be working toward a 198 pound weight class and achieving a 2,000 total. So those are kind of my goals for 2019. If you guys want to post some of your goals, or if you have any questions, if you want to hear a little bit more about goal setting and stuff like that, you can also check out our podcast on that. The goal setting podcast would be a great listen, especially with the New Year's right around the corner. So we'll put that in the description as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate you following along my journey. There's definitely been a couple of hiccups, so just realize that I'm human and I make mistakes and I have hiccups just like anyone else. So if that's you, just realize this is a great time to get back on track and start to shift into a new gear. Thank you for watching, guys. Definitely check out the links below. Please subscribe if you enjoy the content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.